This is where the myth really gets good because we are convinced society expects us now to function independently. Breadcrumb number 2. Humanity is a dependent variable. If the sun goes out, our lives are over. Full stop. Breadcrumb number 3. We exist in symbiotic relationship with all life on Earth and the natural environment that sustains us. This is the tragedy of modern life, is that we virtually take for granted all that we have to receive in order to do anything. So that when we choose what we're going to do, the virtues that guide us in that choice is, how do I advance my own interests? How do I take care of me and mine? I am free and do not have to consider you. You are free and do not have to consider me. We are independent. That is the virtue. That is the measuring stick by which we act. And yet how we actually exist, quite the contrary. Nothing about our existence is actually independent. Relationship with reality that we have as humans is interdependence, not codependency, because it's mutually beneficial. Did you know, by the way, that the average plate of American food travels 2,000 miles? That's a lot of truck drivers who probably voted for someone you wouldn't have voted for. But the thing about it is, we don't eat without them. They don't eat without us. Because let us look at America today. We are the divided states of America. We are fighting and hating each other and bickering over politics, the socioeconomic class struggle. Yes, we are a 40-60 nation. The economics is clear. 40% of the country is doing well. And the closer you get to that 1%, the far better you're doing. Okay? So that we have some data on that. The top 1% of America owns 31% of our wealth. And the bottom 50%, 3.2% of our wealth. This wealth and income inequality is causing Americans to hate each other. Because if you are a hardworking American, if you have played by the rules, if you've honed skills that used to allow you to provide for your family, and you find yourself living in a car like millions of Americans are today, yeah, you're going to be a little bitter at the person living up the hill who's got more money than they will ever need to spend. And yet they could care less that you're in your car. That is the source of angst in America. The competition is now becoming toxic. It's not fun and games. It is blood sport out here, when the difference is whether or not, if you have to pay your rent and eat less. Do you realize our lifestyle is breaking our access to fresh water? We're breaking the water cycle in America. You look at the Colorado River system. You look at Salt Lake. We are losing fresh water because of our lifestyles. It's not being a snowflake to recognize that the way we exist as humans, we are one human family, interdependently supported by all life on Earth and the natural environment that sustains us. The current isolation that each of us feel will become existential. Yes, if we don't find a way to come together for the good of all of us. Existential is humanity can go extinct. There's a reason why earn is a 4-letter word. It's become the most toxic curse ever because somehow earn rationalizes that you can have more than you can actually use to take care of yourself and your family, while people do not have enough to survive. The Earth is a finite resource planet. But I can tell you, if we warm the average temperature of the planet more than 2 degrees Celsius, we will cross a tipping point in the melting of the Greenland ice cap, which, yes, it will take 100 years or so, but that will raise the sea level, estimated 8 meters. 8 meters. That will destroy every coastal city on the planet. This is what existential starts to look like, okay? We, right now, are acidifying the ocean. The carbon concentration is acidifying the ocean. And what that's going to do is kill all marine life. We got 8.2 billion humans. How many of us can eat if we kill all marine life? And oh, by the way, the plankton in the ocean is the number one contributor to oxygen on the planet. We live in the richest country on the earth. We have the resources for all of us to live an abundant life. We need, in a serious way, to start thinking about how we're going to do this before we go to the breaking point and then there's no return. There's simply no excuse for the level of suffering experienced by our neighbors right now. This is the way we will solve the poly crisis. This is the way we will authentically come together, not because it's nice, but because this is how sustaining life systems function. If we want humanity to not go extinct, we have to remember how we survived this long.